So I came to the school as a student in 1979 to study with Norman Kennedy. And then I became his apprentice in 1982. And for the next 10 years, worked with him directly until the patroness of the school died and the school closed. In 2003, I restarted the Marshfield School of Weaving again in its former location. So, and we've been going strong ever since then, with more and more students wanting to study this traditional textile production. This is our studio space in a restored 18th century barn, and these are some of our early hand looms from the 18th and the 19th century, and these are some of the projects that are ongoing at the time. And so I walked into this space for the first time in September of 1979 and was just overwhelmed with the beauty and the smell of linseed oil and sheep's lanolin, and it changed my life forever. Basically, we work one-on-one. The students get a lot of private instruction, and we go through all the basics of making a warp, putting it on the loom, dressing the loom, and then weaving. And the methods that we teach were methods used by the early hand weavers who were, working professionally. This is something that's efficient. It's multiple thread warping, multiple thread threading, and it just it gives you a firm foundation for weaving good quality cloth. So Jude is working on their Folklife grant, and we've been working together since when?
November?
Since November, and they're doing many interesting projects based on the traditional fabrics of French Canada with an individual contemporary twist to them.
My name's Jude. I grew up in Vermont on a farm in a French-Canadian family. I guess the reason that I wanted to come learn weaving is because I really just I started sewing, and as I was coming out as trans and queer, I was sewing clothing that I felt good about, and I really learned that just the power of making textiles and wearing textiles, and how it can make you feel so amazing, and just the story that textiles can tell about you. So yeah, I wanted to come and learn to make them and kind of layer stories, weave because of a story, and then layer that with how you wear it and all that. So yeah, we finished our first project, which was originally supposed to be dish towels, but I ended up making a bag into it and giving it to my meme and stuff. But so I made this bag out of something I wove,
which is a very traditional, the red and white-ish stripe.
Yeah.
For dish toweling or household fabrics.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see it transformed into something other than dish towels.
Yeah. And then this is just some raw fabric that I have yet to do something with, but I gave a piece to my meme that I made out of a tablecloth so she could put it under her Jesus statues. But yeah,
I have a partiality towards the project that Jude is working on, which is the French Canadian heritage piece. I've had a lot of personal friends who are French Canadian, and it's a passion of mine. This sort of weaving, which is right across our border. Unfortunately, now we can't have our neighbors across the border come, and hopefully that will change. But we've had a lot of interaction with those people in Quebec, and so I was really happy to start this project with Jude. We've got a nice little plan, which I'll maybe let them tell you about.
Cool. This is one that I've put a little more thought into.
Yes.
I think about it a lot, actually. Yeah. So I'm going to weave a linen piece, and I'm going to take apart my childhood rosary and I'm gonna weave the beads into the fabric in a like with on the warp, so it'll be like beads that go down, and then I'm gonna make a skirt out of it that like so the beads go down. You're like, it's a little scampy, but but I don't know, that is something that I've thought about a lot, and just like the story of like to weave those beads in, of like beads that I used to pray on to like not be who I am, and then like to wear them as like who I am, I think is really powerful. And also using like a traditional weave, and then like being not traditional in the sense of like weaving beads in a specific way. So that's a project that I'm really excited about.
I come from a traditional background, and my fabric business is all about historic reproductions. So it's interesting to help Jude find their way into, you know, the designs that we're going to use. Not me being stuck into, okay, a shawl has to be, you know, this particular pattern. But because they don't know yet. I mean, we have a book of designs which are suitable, but, you know, now I'm thinking, you know, we'll go with whatever, you know, we'll try it out. Won't be bound to the rules that overshot has to be for a traditional bed cover. We'll maybe make it into a shawl. So that I'm finding very exciting, that there's a whole lot of rules that we're going to maybe intend to push the boundaries of. So yeah, stay tuned.